We are Anka. Stay tuned for updated real news.
Hello, Anka Daily News viewers. Today we bring you a very important development that will deeply affect the course of the war. This attack, which has taken the war to the skies, targeted strategic bases and resulted in heavy losses, is not just a military operation. It also carries psychological and symbolic significance. This attack, carried out by Ukraine, has been described by some experts as the Pearl Harbor of the modern age. This operation, targeting the aircrafts that form the backbone of the Russian Air Force, has dealt a severe blow to Russia's long-range air power. The perception of threat is now changing not only on the front lines, but also at bases deep within the territory. Ukraine's bold move could be a critical development that determines the future of the war. Considering the strategic importance of the targeted airbase and the role of the aircraft stationed there in Russia's offensive capabilities, the effects of the attack may not be limited to technical losses. Since the war began, there has been no airstrike of this magnitude. Among the aircrafts hit are Russia's most advanced and expensive platforms. This raises many questions about the Russian army's air defense systems, intelligence weaknesses, and command and control deficiencies. It also highlights Ukraine's intelligence capabilities and operational prowess. How did Ukraine carry out this operation? Why couldn't Russia protect its strategic bases? What was the significance of the downed aircraft, and how will these losses impact Moscow's war plans? Why is Vilnius Air Base so critical? Let's explore the answers to these questions together. Before we get to our report, though, a quick reminder: the Anka Daily News team is definitely real. Neither me nor any of my colleagues are artificial intelligence. Even though AI is very advanced, it's still not as good as us. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. I also read all the comments you leave on our videos, so please continue to share your thoughts on our content in the comments. Let us know what content you'd like to see on the Anka Daily News channel. And now let us begin if you're ready. Anka Daily News reports. Ukraine has once again managed to secretly penetrate the heart of Russia. However, this time the target was not the military units on the front line or the ammunition depots behind the front. This time the target was Russia's strategic air power. Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, carried out an historic attack targeting more than 40 aircrafts that form the backbone of the Russian Air Force. According to Ukrainian sources, the targets included A-50 airborne early warning aircrafts, two 95 strategic bombers, and two 22 M3 supersonic bombers. Each of these aircrafts was a key component of Russia's long-range deterrence capability, and now that capability has suffered a severe blow. One of the most notable targets of the attack was the Vilnius Air Base in the Irkutsk region, located deep in Siberia and previously thought to be outside the scope of the war. This base is considered one of Russia's most strategic bases. According to satellite imagery and intelligence sources, 7 Tu-160 and 7 Tu-95 MS bombers are stationed there. The Tu-160s, known as the White Swan, are one of the symbols of Russia's nuclear deterrence strategy. Codenamed Spider's Web by Ukraine, this operation is considered a multi-layered blow not only in military terms, but also in terms of its psychological impact. This is because the attack shows that Ukraine has now gained operational capabilities not only on the front lines, but also deep inside Russia. According to information shared by sources close to the operation, Spiderweb was carried out under the direct supervision of Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. The Ukrainian Security Service, the SBU, and Defense Intelligence, the GUR, shared information that they had been preparing for this attack for more than 1.5 years. During this process, the drones and equipment used were smuggled into Russian territory by various means and secretly stored in predetermined safe areas. One of the most striking details is the manner in which the attack was carried out. According to SBU sources, the Belia Air Base in the Irkutsk region of Siberia was targeted in an operation reminiscent of a Hollywood movie. First-person view, FPV drones placed in the back of a truck were remotely activated and launched in the early hours of the morning. Following the attack, SBU agents burned the truck from which the drones were launched, eliminating all traces. This detail demonstrates how effective, organized, and technically equipped Ukrainian intelligence has become on the ground. Experts comment that this operation could be the Pearl Harbor of the modern age. The Pearl Harbor attack carried out by Japan in 1941, which led to the United States entering World War II, was, just like today, an unexpected blow to the heart of the country's military power. Official statements from Russia following the attack have been limited and notably cautious. While the Kremlin has attempted to downplay the scale of the incident, independent sources and open source footage confirm that the situation is quite serious. Eyewitness accounts and leaked videos show explosions and thick smoke continuing throughout the night at the Bilia base. This development is an extremely important turning point not only for Russia but also for NATO and Western countries. This is because the area where the attack took place extends as far as Siberia, which has been considered safe until now. This situation also raises serious questions about the weakness of Russia's internal security. Additionally, military analysts note that this attack will deal a significant blow to the Russian Air Force in the long term. Aircraft such as the Tu-95 and Tu-160 are not only expensive but also extremely difficult to produce and maintain. Russia may not be able to compensate for the loss of these aircrafts in the short term. In particular, difficulties in procuring parts due to international sanctions make it almost impossible to replace damaged or destroyed aircrafts with new ones. From Ukraine's perspective, this operation shows that psychological superiority in the war is slowly shifting. Ukraine, which was in a defensive position at the beginning of the war, has now shifted to an offensive position and proven that it can reach even Russia's most heavily fortified areas. This could deeply affect both the morale of the Russian people and the strategic calculations at the Kremlin. On the other hand, Turkey's renewed mediation efforts suggest that diplomatic traffic in the region may accelerate. However, this attack shows that the trust gap between the parties has deepened even further. If Ukraine increases such operations, the war may inevitably spread to a much wider geographical area. So, what happens now? How will Russia respond to this attack? Will the targeting of a strategic facility like the Belia base push Moscow to take more aggressive steps? Or does this situation indicate further security vulnerabilities within Russia? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read and care about your points of view.